Kamikaze Kid from Northern Ireland, 5'10", 180 pounds. The Kamikaze Kid versus Iton. I'll tell you, this is going to be one great match because these fellas are very closely matched, very evenly matched. And I think they're going to put on quite a match. Iton and the Kamikaze Kid. And the fans already getting on Mauro and Renaldo, who just walked in. Nothing to do with this match, but the fans you can hear are yelling because Mauro walked into the ring. But this is going to be quite a match. Iton and the Kamikaze Kid. I'd watch that cheer if I were you, Mauro and Renaldo. Mauro and Renaldo just walked up to our broadcast booth. I told you I'd watch that chair more. Laughing going on in the background as Mauro and Renaldo came up to our broadcast location, and the chair was missing, and he didn't notice. Sorry about that, Mauro.
Ed, thanks a lot, Ed Carl. You know, you are going to be hearing from my attorneys. So what is your problem? You know, Ed, if you pull these antics and tricks on me, how do you expect me to come out here and do you a favor, Ed Carl, and that I help you out with the commentary and do these people at home a favor?
Because we've got a great match here. I mean, like this is one you could do with justice to.
Ed Carl, all right, then I will. But please, don't pull any more of these antics. I have another voice box coming up this show, and I hope that the British Columbia Television technical crew and yourself are not up to any sort of nefarious antics. Thank you.
This super match we've got going here between the Kamikaze Kid and Iton. Quite a match.
A couple of high flyers, Ed Carl.
For those fans that are wondering what Mauro was talking about, the last couple of weeks we've been letting Mauro get his little segment, a 2-minute segment called Mauron's Voice Box.
And the ratings are impressive, Ed. The ratings are impressive.
We're going to let him do it again today. No problem, Mauro. Well, over in the corner, I enjoy watching these two work out because they are a very similar style. Look at this.
Oh, and a good display of wrestling maneuvers here, Ed Carl.
These are two fellas that are a joy to watch, the Kamikaze Kid and Iton.
You know, in a way, this is actually, you might be surprised for a person like me saying this, but it's a treat, Ed Carl, a change to see a match of this caliber take place. You know, there's no dirty tactics really being used. They're putting 110% effort, both of them, and I mean, it's going to be a treat to see in the UWA.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right, because this is a good, clean wrestling match, and that these two fellas know each other pretty well. They've wrestled together. Now, when they go in there and put on a match, it is a good match. Right now, Iton hang on to that leg, doesn't know how long the Kamikaze Kid can stay in that position without getting his shoulders down.
Well, you know, wrestling, when you look at its dictionary term, Ed Carl, it's the ability to pin your opponent for a 3 count, and, you know, no matter what different ways you use to do that, it's wrestling in the same sense. And
Look
so
at that nice break there. Did you see that? He got his hand out on the rope.
Very nicely done by Iton. A scientific match, and this is, you know, what science is all about. And the fans, of course, are appreciating it, Ed Carl.
Fans are really enjoying this match, Mauro.
Mauro, sorry for your little slight speech impediment again today, but that's okay. It's Mauro, right.
Incidentally, there's a letter in here I saved for you from one of our fans.
Thank you very much. Another fan letter. Thank you, Ed. That's great.
Sonia from Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, again, this girl has a slight problem, Ed. It's Mauro Renaldo. And by the way, if any of the fans out there who do write me, you know, I know I get a lot of mail, but I don't want you to keep writing me if you're not going to be able to spell my name right. I've said this before. It's Mauro Renaldo, not Moron, Marshmallow, or Retardo, or anything else Ed Carl concocts. So just thought I'd let the fans know that.
We're all getting it right. Look at this. Look at this move.
He's bridging out of this, and that takes a lot of strength, Ed Carl. A lot of strength.
Tremendous strength to do that.
And a beautifully done move.
Kamikaze Kid right now with Iton.
Good armbar now by the Kamikaze Kid.
Getting up slowly.
And a good strength maneuver there by Iton. And Ed, you know, these two are very evenly matched.
Very, very well done. Iton and the Kamikaze Kid, when I saw this match was coming up, I knew this would be a good one.
And again, using that nip up there by the Kamikaze Kid, and that takes a lot of strength in the legs at Carl. And as you can see, actually, the Kamikaze Kid has worked out on his legs. He could maybe spend a little more time in the gym on his upper body, but he makes up his lack of strength size in that he's a very agile wrestler.
And, of course, Aiton, a very similar build.
You know, I've always had a lot of respect for Aiton. It's just that, you know, his values and, I don't know, some of his maneuvers, I think, could be a little more aggressive, if you know what I mean, Ed Carl. If he was after, you know, if he used the same kind of thinking I used.
In other words, he doesn't fight dirty enough for you is what you're really saying.
Ed Carl, I don't need you to put those kind of words into my mouth, okay? What I'm trying to say is that he could fight a little more aggressive. Come on, Ed.
Substitute the word dirty. Well, here's that. Turning that around.
Locking that up now.
What is he doing here?
Okay, that's putting pressure on the calf area of Aiton's leg, Ed Carl, and that could, that's excruciating
turning
pain.
it around the other way.
That is going to hurt. Nicely done by the Kamikaze Kid, Ed Carl.
You can see the pain on Aiton's face.
Well, Aiton seems to be the fans' choice in this match, Ed Carl, but, you know, I think the Kamikaze Kid is surely making himself to be a good opponent in this one.
I think that's true. You know, probably the reason for that is Aiton has been around the UWA a little longer than the Kamikaze Kid.
That's true.
But you can see this is an excellent match.
It's a war of attrition, actually, Ed Carl. You know, both wrestlers are giving it their all, and actually, you know, no one has really had the upper hand for that long a time.
Speaking of upper, here to the top rope, and not fast.
Oh.
Aiton knows how to do that. He'll get on the rope himself right now, waiting, and there he goes.
Oh, did you see that? A clothesline, Ed Carl, but he did a flip in the process. And 1, 2, 3.
Beautifully done by Aiton.
A nice match, Ed Carl, and once again, it was your pleasure with my color commentary, and don't worry, I'll be back, Ed. I'll be back.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Mauro and Renaldo, and we're going to go to ringside. Very nicely done match between the Kamikaze Kid and Aiton, and you don't see